Hi, welcome back to Small Firms Big Marketing, where we help CPAs at solo, small, and mid-sized firms who want to grow their practice through more effective, efficient, and feasible marketing and business development strategies. So I'm your host, Kelly O'Donnell. I've been a marketing and business development advisor in the professional and financial services world for a long time. And this season on the podcast, we're calling it Prospect to Client. So how do we move through the journey from a new lead to actually signing them as a new client? So we're looking at some of the strategies that you need before, during, and after those prospect meetings. So we're here today back again with Jen Laidlaw. She's a training expert on leadership and communications. And today we're talking about LinkedIn. That's one of the places that everybody goes before a meeting, right? You want to check out who you're meeting with. Maybe a prospect has got a referral to you. They've been referred to you by a peer, colleague, somebody they trust, and so they're checking you out, right, before they might even call. So we want to make sure that your LinkedIn page is spruced up and really reflects your brand, your firm, and the services and expertise that you can provide a prospective new client. So Jen, talk about some of the places on LinkedIn where what you write can really make a difference, or how you portray yourself can really make a difference to a prospect that's looking and checking you out and trying to kind of understand what you're all about.
Yeah. So definitely the first thing anyone notices when they go to LinkedIn is your picture, right? And that's good and bad, right? Is your picture. So you want to think about your picture. How old is your picture? How recent is your picture? And what is, if your picture is from a wedding that you attended 15 years ago and it's cropped out, someone else has cropped out of it, that's not a great LinkedIn photo, right? You want it to be a current picture with at least within the last 5 years. And I know a lot of people, we love looking at, I don't love looking at pictures of myself, but looking back, we sometimes feel better about older photos of ourselves.
Right?
Who doesn't?
Absolutely.
But no one, when they meet you face to face, should be surprised based on your LinkedIn photo, what you look like now. What you look like now is wonderful, and it needs to be represented on LinkedIn. So that's the first spot. That second spot, it's in the same area, but it's that intro section, and there's a summary. And that's really where, like we talked about personal brand in our first episode, that's where your personal brand can really start to shine through, using some of the words that you want people to think of for your personal brand. Using those words in that quick summary right there, it can be important.
Sure. So there's a section right below that intro section that most people commonly would think of as the resume.
Yeah.
It looks it's laid out like a resume. Typically people list, their current job and their positions before that, and some bullet points under there. Should it look like a resume? Should it be a resume? Or should it highlight some different things? What should people be highlighting about their accounting career in that section?
Yeah. So you said a very important word, highlight. And that's what that section should be for. It shouldn't be a resume, like that 1 page, 2 page, 3 page long resume. Have that for sure. That's important. But on LinkedIn, it should really just be the highlights. So it should be like your specialized areas, or the things that you really want prospective clients and other industry professionals to know, that like those things are your areas of expertise.
Right. So if you have a strong background in trust work, or you're particularly specializing in nexus issues, like that would be the place to put those keywords for sure. But we don't want a laundry list, right? So it doesn't need to go back 35 years, and it doesn't have to be exhaustive, but it needs to show who you are and what you're good at.
Exactly. So it should talk about your experience a little bit, but not to the extent that your resume does.
So another kind of new part of LinkedIn is the a capability for people to publish and post on their own. So what could accountants be publishing and posting on the LinkedIn platform that might be really good in terms of propping up their brand and their perspective, what people are looking at when they're going to look at their LinkedIn profile, maybe a new prospect?
So a great way to find content in LinkedIn that you want to promote is, first of all, by following people. So recognizing, looking for industry leaders and following them on LinkedIn, because they'll be posting content that presumably is relative and important and topical about whatever's going on in the industry.
Yeah, so this would be the place where if you're a member of the AICPA or your statewide CPA association, this would be the place to follow them and see what thought leaders in your industry are posting, and use that content as a platform for you to repost, to share with your followers.
Exactly. Because anytime you repost content, right, you're putting your brand out there as like, hey, this is what I believe in, or this is
something I find important.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that builds credibility and also a little bit of a name for yourself out there in the greater LinkedIn space.
Yeah, and LinkedIn also has a cool feature, which is actually a publishing platform. So you can publish new content right on LinkedIn. It's a great way to increase your search results and share your thought leadership pieces with your network, and hopefully have it spread through your network by them sharing pieces. So definitely pay attention to that. It's a publish, there's a publishing button at the top, and so in your newsfeed, and so you can just go right in there and you can publish long form articles. So as much information as you want to give on a certain topic, it's there for you, publishing. So finally, you might be hearing this and thinking, uh-oh, my LinkedIn profile isn't up to snuff, right? And so if that's the case, we're happy to help. Hop on over to o'donnellimc.com. There are some opportunities to work with us. And definitely once you get it in tip-top shape, connect with us. I'm Kelly O'Donnell. This is Jen Laidlaw. We'd love to see you over on LinkedIn. And as always, the Small Firms Big Marketing LinkedIn and Facebook groups, you can connect with us there. There's links to that on o'donnellimc.com as well. So thanks for joining us today. We'll be back with episode 3 of our season 1 podcast, From Prospect to Client.